Welcome to Move Through the Holidays. We're going to do work on a little bit of balance today. So what I suggest is find an area where you can stand and something you can hold on to. It can be a counter, or I'm just going to stand next to the wall. So yeah, we will start standing. Let's build stability for your hypermobility. So we're going to start standing next to something, kind of holding on. So the thing with balance, what I would start with is stand whatever like a natural position is for you. Make sure you don't fall over, please. Stand next to something. Close your eyes and just kind of see which direction your body tends to go. Right, so my pelvis is a little more forward, so it makes sense that I would go a little more forward. If I kind of tuck my pelvis, I notice I go backwards a little bit. But just being able to kind of feel where your body is naturally pulling you, and then are you able to resist that pull? So do you fall? Do you have to step, which is a really healthy reflex to have, or do you notice you're falling and you can make these little tiny shifts to kind of come back to neutral? Now, when it comes to your knees, in a neutral position, there's neutral, there's hyperextended, and knee flexion. If we adjust where the hip is sitting, it's going to help our knees. So people that get stuck back here are also usually locking in at the low back and the pelvis with a pretty significant anterior pelvic tilt. Not bad to have an anterior pelvic tilt, but we need to make sure we can also go back and forward. So what I would suggest is kind of loosen your knees a little bit and focus more on releasing the tight hip flexors. If you go back, I don't remember what day it was, but the day that we worked on hip flexor tightness in the series, working on that and working really on your hip stability can help a lot with what's happening at the knees. Sure, strengthening the quad is part and the hamstring is part of the picture, but a lot of times when we're talking about how your posture is with your knees, we're adjusting the hips and then the feet as well. As far as your feet, we're going to try lifting only your big toes at the same time. If you need to do the seated, you can. Big toe up, back down, big toe up, back down. Sometimes we have to kind of hold those toes down. Once you do that, we're going to switch. Can you keep your big toe down and just lift up everything else? When I do that, I feel my arch working. Big toe down, everything else out. So I'm barefoot, with socks, but it might be easier to do without socks, so you can kind of see what's happening in your feet. But big toes just staying down. Little toes up, little toes back down. Little toes up, little toes back down. Big toes up, little toes down. All right, once you've kind of played around with that, which again is going to be one of those things you may just have to work on repeatedly if that was difficult for you, we're going to go onto one foot and bring awareness of where you're holding your body. So you should feel that base of your big toe on the ground. That base of the big toe should still allow you to move your toes. It's that bottom side. You should feel your heel and you should feel your midfoot. Your knees should be gently unlocked, so we're not bent and we're not hyperextended. Should feel almost kind of in this unstable position. And we're just going to hold and kind of see what happens. So I noticed that my ankle starts wobbling. And this is one way we can kind of work on strengthening. It's just by providing that feedback to our ankle. My ankle is actually getting quite tired. I don't do a lot of time just standing on one foot. Losing balance is okay. It's how our brains learn. So allowing yourself to be off balance a little and then providing the feedback, holding so that you don't ever come off balance isn't necessary unless you are actually going to fall and hurt yourself, and please don't do that. All right, other foot. Feel that base of the big toe, feel the heel, feel the midfoot. Stand, one foot, other leg is up just a little. Feel your arch kind of caving in, coming back, caving in, coming back. As long as this is tolerable, let's see how long we can hold it. Arms can just kind of do whatever. Do you hear my ankles popping? Knees unlocked, feeling the arch of our foot working, and take a break. Alrighty. Go back to your right foot. You're going to put your left toe down gently. So kind of a modified single leg. Arm ready to hold on to something so you don't fall over, and find something to look at. So I'm going to look at Pidgey. Ideally, you want something that's not going to move. Keep your eyes focused and gently turn your head left and right while you're focused on whatever you're focusing on. And we want to see if we can maintain this balance. The movement, even if you have a lot of range of motion and a lot of peripheral vision, keep it really gentle and in the middle. Pidgey's like, why are you staring at me, Mom? Okay. Little break. We're going to go back in the same position, mostly the right foot, left toe down. Eyes stay focused. A very, very miniature nod, like 5% of your range of motion. If you notice that when you stand on one foot, your hips coming out to the side, just kind of push that back, push your foot into the ground. I do have a mirror in front of me, and that's helpful to kind of give you a cue on where you're holding your pelvis. Just a slow blink at a pigeon. Oh, he slow blinked back. All right, left foot, pelvis equal. Again, like looking in the, if you're looking in a mirror, sometimes it helps too. Actually, put your hands, find the front of your hips, see if those are even. You can even put like a sticky note here so you can actually have that visual feedback. If you're having trouble with like what your body is communicating to you, pull in some external cue. That could be a verbal cue, me like telling you what to do. It could be a visual cue, showing you, and just practicing, but something to kind of get out of your head a little bit. All right, we're on our left foot, back toe is down gently just to help with balance. We are staring at our pigeon or something straight in front of you at the wall, and head left and right. Nice and gentle, pushing that foot into the ground. I feel these muscles stabilizing my hips and preventing me from kicking out. I hear crackling in my neck. It's not painful, it's just moving around. That big toe, base of the big toe is still staying down. I feel my arch working. Pause for a second. Make sure our knees are unlocked. Let's go back and find your vocal point. Head up and down 5-10% of your range. Super little. If you go too high, you're gonna make yourself dizzy. Okay, keep that big toe down. Keep that hip engaged. Yeah, base of the big toe. And take a break. All right. Whew. My arch is feeling it. We're gonna add one more thing. So we worked on our hinge the other day. Depending on where you're at, you can either work on the hinge again. That's gonna be knees loose, shoulders engaged. We're fused from our shoulders to our hips, keeping our hands close to our body. Slide our hands down your thighs, hips go back, weight shifts back in your feet. Stop when you get to your knees. Feel a stretch in the back of the hamstring. Push through the ground, shift that weight back forward in your midfoot, and stop. Do not squeeze at the top. That's your hinge. So you can continue working on that, breathing in, blowing out. If you are ready for a progression, you're going to go to one foot, keep those hips facing forward, and then you're doing the same thing. It's going to be more intense in the hips, and then it's going to challenge your balance. Breathe in, blow out. Even if you can go all the way down, that's not what our goal is right now. Our goal is stability and controlled small range of motion. We will eventually increase your range of motion over time. If this one is also difficult, a couple of fingers on the wall can go a long way, or put that back toe down. but I feel like a lot in my hamstrings when I'm doing this. So we're going to do 8 of whatever. I'm going to do the single leg, 8 on each side, or we can do 8 regular per usual. You don't get extra points by doing a progression. You get extra points by doing what your body needs, even if that is the one we learned the other day. Okay, so here we go. Hips are staying forward no matter which variation you're doing. The rest of your body is staying neutral, hinging at the hips. Breathe in, blow out, making sure my base of the big toe is staying down. When I get down here, my big toe likes to come up. Breathe in, blow out. It's actually harder, in my opinion, to do this without weight because I have less of that external feedback telling me where my joints are. I'm just kind of floating around in space. When you get to where you add some weight with this type of exercise, you learn pretty quick if you're doing it right or not based off of where you're feeling it. I'm noticing just some stability muscles in my calf and the side of my leg. So I'm going to go to the other side. Base my big toe down, shoulders. My foot's like, what's going on? Hinge, a little tighter on the side. This back, the leg that goes back too, we're not kicking that leg. It's just attached to the pelvis. When we hinge the leg on the ground, this one just moves. Keep that leg ankle flex so you're sort of lengthening that heel back the whole time. Yeah, this side's harder for me. Making sure we're not kicking that leg up, right? Pelvis stays forward, points down towards the ground, comes back up, and 1 or 2 more. And take a break. That is your single leg deadlift. Woohoo! All right, I've moved down to the floor just to give our feet a little bit of love. We're gonna just kind of rub our arches out. You want to be careful anytime you're doing any like manual therapy because we can hyperextend, pop things out. Whenever I do manual therapy, I tend to use my knuckles. So I'm gonna actually come in here in my arch and just give it a little love. If you find a point that's tender, you can give it a little extra love. Or if it's too tender, then I would leave it alone. A little bit of love. You can use a ball to roll it out. Take your big toe, pull it up, take your big toe, flex it. I'm going to do leg down, big toe up, and then flex it. Spread your toes, bring your toes together. I know I have socks on. We're just wiggling our toes. Nothing fancy here. You're going to find that this bone, I guess I'll show you there, that sticks out. We're going to go right underneath it. And we're going to follow that muscle all the way up the inner calf. That is your arch muscle. It goes all the way there and attaches down. So what I'm going to do is rub in here. And I'm going to do a few circles with my thumb or maybe with my knuckles. And I'm just going to do circles, whatever direction, all the way up. You'll know when you're on it because it'll be like, oh, okay, I found it. Anything like this, we want to give it a little love. We're not trying to flare it up. People respond differently to input, but I find that my clients tend to respond really well to input. And once you've done that, we're just going to do the same on the other side. So, other side, we're going to start with the arch. Give it a little bit of love. That one hurt. I'm going to try to stay more on the bottom of my foot for me. Big toe, pull up. Bend your toes, foot flat, big toe up. Bend your toes, spread, spread, spread. And we're going to go back here and we're going to follow that muscle. Do little circles all the way up. There's a point on me. Any tool is fine. If you want to use a Theragun, if you want to use some manual tool instead of your fingers, that can help to protect your fingers. Once you find a point where it's like, okay, that hurts so good, I'm gonna spend a little extra time on it and the tissues around the area. That's it. I will see y'all tomorrow.